What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in to CRÜZR Radio episode 29. I'm your host, Michael Brandon, and today I'm joined with my co-host, Hunter Harris, Ed the Dragon Stewart, and the one and only, the movement specialist, Justin Ryan. Today we talk about backpacking, some of the gear that you might need to get started. We talk about square pillows, what are they? And we also talk about Botox. We're a little all over the board on this episode, but it's pretty entertaining, so be sure to tune in, and let's get into it.
I'll pick them up.
Dang, them corn chips you was eating's loud. I could still smell them.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, they're so good.
I'll take your word for it.
You ain't
Yeah,
never
buddy.
had none?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
I've ate the regular corn chips.
That's them honey barbecue twist.
You've never had honey barbecue twist?
No.
Bro, change your life.
Doubt
You're
it.
uncultured, in my opinion.
I
At that
am
point.
too cultured.
Okay,
Oh,
so
he is very
he is very
He's
cultured.
very
He is
cultured.
Thank you.
Definitely more
In a
than
good
me.
way.
Thank
I
you.
didn't mean that in a bad way.
Thank you. It didn't sound like it, but I knew what you meant, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell you anyway.
Absolutely. I don't know how you grow up in the South and haven't had the honey twist barbecue.
Watch me do it right now.
Uh,
Did you see it?
Yeah.
That's how you
yep.
do it.
I did observe what just happened. Have you had them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a fat kid.
Yeah.
We're foodies,
Bring your
bro.
mic, bring your mic a little closer. Yeah, they're a little bit more sensitive now.
There you
His
go.
arms are so
Yeah,
big.
your
better.
freaking arms are taking up half the
If he
table over there.
flexes,
Jeez.
that
can't wait to
microphone is
get-
busting you in the
I
mouth.
can't wait to
Probably.
get actually big arms.
Bless you.
Actually big arms.
You got huge jaundice right now.
Just a little comparison here. This is so. Switch to camera 2 real quick.
I'm flexing.
I'm a normal human, right? average
an
citizen.
average human,
Nothing with a
but fat.
sweatshirt on, mind you.
This dude's got
And then
20s.
there's Justin over here
Eds are bigger.
and Ed.
Ed, too. I mean,
Not me. I'm fat and out of shape. And
you're not fat.
thank you so much. Thank you.
You're just fluffy.
You're just
Ruined it.
he's just big bone.
I told my mom that once when I was little.
Oh, boy.
Good thing you were little.
Oh man. Yeah. What were we talking about upstairs? Was it the puffer fish? The Botox?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it comes from. Where
Well,
did that
this is
start
This is
from?
before I got here.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a bunch of contraindicating where it actually come from.
The puffer fish?
No, the Botox.
So did we figure out what the
You talking like
toxin-
Botox that you pump
Yeah,
in your...
yeah, that
Lip
people get
fillers
for
and
like
all that?
yeah, eye lifts and I don't
what
face
all
whatever
those-
the
Ladies who like to live in vain fill their
I don't,
face
dude,
with.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's like 2 bananas, like stacked on top of it. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. I
No,
just
that's
feel
lip
like
filler.
Well, there is... yeah, but...
wait, is that
It's not the
totally
same.
different?
Not
Oh.
the same.
Oh.
Well, then no. Educate us.
What do they do?
Well,
Just
that's what we was
inject
talking
fat?
about upstairs, because like the Botox and the traps and stuff, like with headaches or whatnot, is way different than the stuff they fill their face with.
Wait a minute.
So there's a cosmetic version and there's a medical version.
Oh,
We were
okay.
on the medical version,
I
like
got you.
numbing the nerves, killing them out. Like,
So, if you fill your traps with Botox, it'll
Continue.
get rid of headaches.
yeah, because it won't let that
Where
muscle.
does one get this done?
I
What
may
is
know.
this
a guy.
witchcraft you talking?
Yeah. I can knock out 2 birds with one stone.
Dude,
Get large arms and no cramps.
I get tension.
I'm in.
I get migraine tension or tension from migraines from tension in my neck and traps. I get it out one way or the other.
Yeah, it took you a minute, but you
Yeah.
got there. Continue.
And I get headaches all the time. Had one this morning from it.
Might be the weather, too.
You get
'cause, like,
migraines from your
I get a lot
tricep?
of, not triceps, traps.
Oh, okay.
there's a difference.
There
Yeah,
is.
I get tension right in here, and it works its way up my neck. And I developed this bad sleeping habit in college. I don't know how I got started in this, but I'd push my head up while I sleep into the headboard and get my neck all in a funk.
Yeah,
And-
I would say that's a bad habit.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'd say
He's
that's
paying
a
for
really
it in
bad
his
habit.
elder years.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen that in a sleeping diagram anywhere for any reason. Why, I
Well-
mean, why did you? Was it just comfortable for you?
I was never awake to tell you.
It's like a kickstand for the rest of his body. You know what I'm saying?
Was your bed slanted? Were you trying to like not slide down like when you're sleeping in a hammock? You know how you like snug up in the
I
corner?
was asleep every time I did it. I don't know why I did it.
He just knows that when he woke up, it hurt.
Puddin'
So
and
you
Dane
didn't-
asked me again, I'll tell you the same.
So you didn't fall asleep like that? You just woke up like that?
Now, riddle me this, Joker. If somebody got headaches from sleeping in a certain position, do you think they would intentionally fall asleep like that?
I hope not.
Yeah, I would hope not as well.
I know a few people.
No, well,
Oh, I do too.
They,
Yeah.
they
I
come
hope
to
I'm
my
not one of 'em.
they come to my office all the
Yeah.
time.
I just can't figure this out.
me neither.
I keep getting these headaches every time I wake up.
My
And I
show-
sleep with my neck like 90 degrees sideways. I don't know what's
It's because
going
you
on.
sleep like a zombie.
Yeah. Have you guys seen those square pillows?
Oh yeah, I got one.
You do?
Square
Yeah.
pillow.
Yeah, a square pillow.
Is that like the brand name or is it shaped like
Is
a
it
square?
brand?
My pillows are
I know it's
rectangles.
shaped like a square. I don't know
Mine
what the
are
brand
It's
name
got
is.
the
Traditional, baby.
cranium hole in it, and then it's got the little neck support and whatnot, and then it's got
Yeah.
notches cut out where you can put your arm around.
It's
It's
Yeah.
a full size pillow.
Yeah.
They make them in full
So you
size,
don't
yeah.
lay on your arm. So you're laying on the pillow, but your arm's under the pillow still, or between it.
Oh, see, because
Yeah.
I sleep like that. I
And
sleep
it's
with
a
my
cooling,
arm under my
and
pillow.
it's a cooling pillow too. And I'm
Ooh.
overheating all the time, so perfect.
I didn't
expensive?
know that.
Not really. I think it was like
$80.
50, 60 bucks on Amazon.
That's
Whoa.
expensive. My
No.
pillows are $7.
Yeah, I was like, I got
no.
the-
Mainstays, bro.
No, the my pillow I bought was like $250, so a $50 pillow.
What?
What?
You know, I like a
Why
pillow.
did you spend $250 on a pillow?
This was back
Was
then.
you high?
Maybe.
I like a pillow that's like been like. I wish you could buy them that like they used a machine to sleep on them for a couple of years. Like I like mine
That's my
like
favorite
paper
one.
thin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
when
just
I'm
me.
finished with mine, I'll give them to you.
Because I
Give you a
can't.
bunch of money.
A real poofy pillow, like I feel like I'm sleeping, like it like cocks my neck up.
Yeah.
So how many pillows do you guys sleep with?
One.
One?
Two.
Two?
One, but
One.
I gotta have one where I've broke my back too many times, so I gotta keep one like under my knee.
Yeah. Forgot you were like half metal. Nah, two is definitely the move. Anyways, this square pillow. So where I saw an ad for it, it said something about it came from like the Egyptian times, something along those lines. Like back
idea.
from whenever they used to like sleep on rock, and they would show
Egyptian
like
pillows.
these. Well, they would show like these hieroglyphs,
I don't know, Ed.
and the pillows were shaped in a square, and so like that was their way of saying like this is our primal way of sleeping.
Yeah.
So
Square rocks.
does it work? Is my question.
Wife sleeps on it more than I do. I'm like Hunter. I sleep on the dollar store smashed one. That's my favorite one.
I like them when they're
Like,
smashed.
it's
bro.
barely a pillow,
Yeah.
but it's there for it. You know, that's it.
Absolutely. I don't know. I firmly believe every guy has that one pillow they've just had for like a decade or more.
Oh, that's for sure.
No, I don't.
You don't.
No.
You're missing out.
I've had my pillows for probably a year.
Yeah. We change ours out pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
gotta stay
we really do.
hygienic.
Is that good hygienes? To swap out the pillow even though you wash it?
The pit. I
We
my
don't wash
pillows.
our pillows. We just wash the pillowcases.
Mhm.
But I got
You guys don't put like full zip up pillow covers and a pillowcase?
I've
No.
never had a zip up pillowcase
No.
before.
Oh, well, apparently you guys didn't grow up as poor as I did. We made pillows last 20 years.
I feel theirs full of lawn mowing clippings and stuff like that.
Go rake the leaves. Damn it, my pillow's low.
Michael, I'm about to cut the grass. Get the rake ready.
Just hold it right in front of the chute.
Every Easter we'd go out, and just
Instead of
clip.
hunting eggs, you'd hunt hay.
Yeah, we'd go out and hunt eggs with a pair of scissors in our hands, and we just take a few snippings with us and fill up our pillows every year.
Too
Is this
funny.
podcast rolling, or we just?
Yeah, we're rolling.
No.
Yeah. It's, anyways, like I said, I figured this one was going to be entertaining. Anyway, the last time I saw you guys was what, probably ATA?
Somewhere in there.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah,
Yes,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's the last time I saw Ed for just a
Brief moment.
brief moment, really.
High buy moment.
Then me and
Pretty much.
Justin
Yeah,
went to
helped you guys unload the truck, and then we left in it.
pretty much. Then we went to Carolina. Me and Justin just got back.
Oh, yeah.
Week
That was a
before
fun
last.
trip.
It was fun.
That was a good trip.
South Carolina, where we were at, in Columbia.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody, because I've never been to South Carolina, and I always tell them, it was like being at the beach with the beach nowhere around.
Yeah, there was palm trees for some reason.
Like it felt like being at the beach, but the beach ain't nowhere around. It was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Minus the one train area. I don't know what's going on over there.
I talked to somebody
Uh-oh.
about being beside the university, and they're like, "Oh, so you heard the trains there?" And I was like,
They
yeah.
know. They know.
So they had been there before, and obviously that is a known issue.
So you guys were, what, right next to some train tracks?
Oh,
It's
the
like
train
right next to like
intersection.
a
Holy
switch
cow,
yard
dude.
or something.
Oh.
All night train horns. I mean, as soon as we laid down, I mean,
Dude,
I woke up at least
like
5 to 6
40
times every night. I mean, just honking. And then I wake up and I hear people outside yelling. And Hunter can tell you what they were doing, apparently. I was like, who is outside my window? And then I wake up and they tell me this story. And I'm like, you guys were doing what? So to preface story, we're outside and we're looking on the porch, and this possum runs through this yard.
Hang on a minute. What was that word you said before story?
Preface the story.
You mean preface?
Yes.
Same thing.
I'm allowed to say this how I want.
I'm going to be honest, totally missed it. My brain just totally skipped that word.
I did too. I was like,
I don't know what that means. Moving on.
Carry on. But this possum, no lie, 20 pounds. At least 20
Dude.
pounds. It was, I mean, it looked like a dog running through the street. We're like, what in the world? No, we wasn't high. No, we wasn't smoking anything. This dude was running. And they're like, oh, possum. They take off.
we didn't even take
Wait,
off.
the
Like,
neighbors
we
took
just
off?
No, we like walked towards it, dude. We took like 2 or 3 steps. This dude was outie.
The possum.
Yeah, dude. He's just freaking street possum, dude.
But
As soon as somebody started towards him,
But then tell him what happened that night after you done seen that possum and chased him off.
so I was laying in the bed. I had my headphones in, and like I could hear some. Chandler was sleeping in the room. There was 2 beds in there, and Chandler was in the other bed. And like I'm listening to music, and like I heard him yelling, so I took one out and I said, "What?" And then, like right beside me, there was a window, and I could hear like somebody was outside the window. Something was
Right.
outside the window, and he was like, "Dude, somebody's outside the window."
The freaking possum.
I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So I grabbed my gun. I was like, "Let's go outside and shoot him." And he was like, "Why don't you just look out the window?" And I was like, "I'm not looking out the window." So he like, you know, spreaded the
Right. Spread the
shades or
blinds.
whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, it was those possums.
Oh, there was
2 of
multiple.
them. There
Yeah.
was 2 of them.
Oh, he brought back
They
up.
were out there frolicking around in the yard at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
He brought back up.
Oh,
He's
so
like,
these
oh,
possums
these
were
guys are
thugs?
big.
These
Yeah.
possums were thugs.
Went and picked up his
Possibly.
buddies. No doubt.
But anyways, they're like running around in the
Picked up
yard.
the posse.
So I like stomped my foot on the ground, and like they like started towards the house. Dude, they were going in under the house, right under my window. So I just like, as soon as they got in there, I started like stomping on the floor.
Is everybody asleep during this?
Everybody's
Yes,
asleep.
1 a.m. And then I'm waking up like, what's going on? Like going for my gun because somebody's beating the Jesus out of something outside. And I'm like,
And then we get up the next morning, and we were like, I was talking to Dakota. He went with us because he was in the bedroom in front of us, and he was like, I said, "Did you hear me last night stomping on the floor?" He said, "Yeah, dude." He was like, "I thought somebody was trying to get me." He's like, "I got up and got my clothes on and everything, got my pistol." He's like, because his bedroom attached to the living room. He said, "I had my gun." He said, "I slid, I opened the door out," and he said, "I looked around and all the lights are still off." And he thought, "Well, I guess nobody's trying to get in. I want to go back." He said, I just closed the door, and he said, I just took my clothes back on and went back to bed.
Heck with it.
So
It'll work itself out.
Yeah.
it was pretty funny.
Yeah. I'll let it be my problem when it gets to me. That's awesome. Oh,
But we did have a grill out back, and we used that thing, and hey,
Who
me
grilled?
and Hunter held it down.
You guys grilled, both
Oh,
of
yeah.
you? What'd
Yeah.
you grill?
Chicken,
Coyote?
hamburgers.
Hot dogs.
No, we did brats.
Oh, brats. That's what it
Ooh.
was. Chicken. Yeah. I made some chicken in the oven while he was grilling some chicken, like we was doubled up. Like we was cooking.
We had a good time.
Dang.
Yeah.
The trade show was really good,
Why
too.
don't you guys cook for me like that when we're at trade shows?
Hey, we all went and got
Right in.
groceries and made a plan. We woke up, had breakfast every morning and everything.
Dang.
Yeah. Like, it was
I just don't get up.
It's like
in time
home
for
cooking
breakfast.
over there.
It was pretty well, I mean, we organized pretty well. But, like, the venue and everything for the trade show was really nice.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
told me it ran really well, even
Yeah.
from like pre-trip.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of good conversations
Oh, yeah.
with everybody. It was good.
Made that little connection there with DNR as far as maybe coming up to do a safety program with
Yeah.
them. That was
Yep.
I was happy to talk to those guys. They were super
I mean,
cool.
there was a bunch of them guys running around, too, because they're the resource office or whatever you call them, South Carolina DNR or whatever. They're actually the ones that put it on, so. There
Yeah,
was a-
and this
a
was
ton of
their
them.
was this their first year?
No,
annual?
I want to say it was like 24th.
Is that what it was? 20?
I want to say 24 years. They've been-
Okay,
It was
they've
quite a
been-
Cool. So
ways
that
down
was
the
the
way.
nicest way possible for you to go. Absolutely not.
I'm a nice guy.
Well, I appreciate it.
I wasn't gonna be like, no, you idiot.
Yeah, you freaking dummy. Oh man. What was I gonna? Oh, so I want to get into backpacking. You have experience backpacking, correct? What like necessary equipment do you need to get started?
You don't need near as much as you think you do.
Just
That's
a
what
backpack.
That's what I'm thinking. But I've been watching these YouTube videos, and dude, you want to talk about like they're like, here's my beginner's item list for getting into backpacking, and it's like $1,200 of gear.
Goodness.
I'm like, what
It is very
going on?
to get good gear. It is very expensive.
I'm
Like,
just
my
saying,
pack
like,
alone is $300.
So is this like basically like hiking?
it's
yeah.
it's like multiple day hiking essentially.
Oh, okay.
So
Like, you
instead
hike-
of a regular
oh.
day hike, like if you went out to Virgin Falls or somewheres in Big South Fork and just
That's
hiked-
hiking.
Yeah, if you did 4 to 10 mile trail and went back home at the end of the day, backpacking is where, like the Appalachian Trail is where I've done all mine. So I've done a couple 100 miles of it.
Wow.
And I think the first trip we planned almost 100 miles. I think it came out to like 99 over 9 days. But I use an Osprey. I don't remember the model name of the pack, but it's a 55-liter Osprey pack. It has a zero gravity suspension system in it. So the way it sits, it's made to sit right on your hips, and that's where everything is balanced. Like I said, it's 55 liters, which is plenty for, a week in the woods. The big thing is weight.
You want to go as light as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes sense.
Hunting, when it comes to deer hunting, I want to be as light as possible, but when it comes to a pound, I'm like, two to 3 pounds, don't really bother me. I think it's silly to do anything more specific than that unless you're going out west and you're going to be out there for days at a time.
Right. Then you are backpacking.
But backpacking, every ounce counts.
Like even down to your food, because I see a lot of people that instead of bringing
and
like
you don't eat as much as you think you do.
really,
Mm.
I've just seen these people bring like these I don't know, they're like MREs almost,
Mm-hmm.
or it's just like these.
You just put water in them or something?
Yeah,
Like dry.
It's not plastic.
Like
It's a
like
certain
hydrated
type
food.
of. It's a certain type of plastic. What is it called? Anyways, it's like a plastic bag that you just literally
That's
just
like
boil
freeze
some
dried or
water.
something?
Yeah, you like boil some water and pour it in there, and like close it and mix it up, and you can.
I've ate a bunch of those.
It's like a really thick bag.
Yeah, it's basically just like a modern consumer MRE.
Yeah, I mean that's same type of foods in MREs. It's made to last for years.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So you can
upwards of
basically
30
dehydrate
years.
anything, can't you?
Yeah,
Because I watched a guy do a pot of chili.
Dehydrated chili?
Yes.
that's weird.
Yes. 100%. Dude, he boiled the water over a fire, added it in there. Dude, it
Yeah,
looked pretty scrumptious.
It hydrates back up.
Interesting.
So you want to pack sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, a tent, and you want a pretty simple tent.
What if I wanted to use it like
That's fine.
or
You'll have
just
to
like
be a little
hammock?
more.
Did you say Eno or you know?
Eno.
I thought you said you know. I was like,
What
You
did I
know.
miss?
The trade secret.
I thought he was gonna say like hammock or
There's a lot of people who do
Twin
use
bed.
hammocks instead of like a sleeping pad and a tent.
What would be the advantages and
I don't know if a hammock would be
What's
very
there?
comfortable sleeping in it because like
It's personal preference.
Well, I've
there's some
seen-
people that's for them. That's the way to go, and they think
feel like
people who
me-
use sleeping bags and tents are
I
just
gotta be
silly.
flat.
Yeah, I'm a
but-
belly sleeper, so sleeping in a hammock's not ideal. But I have seen some hammocks that allow for you to like sleep flat.
So you just get a hammock with like a 2x12, lay in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's
You
got
want-
these supporting rods on either side that the rope connects to, and then that's what the fabric is stretched across.
Oh yes.
So it's more of like a roll up hammock than it is
I
like
feel like I'm too fat for that to become completely flat when I'm sleeping in it. But
just hang from some of our rest tech rope and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you do have to be a little more selective on where you stop at, because there's some places on the AT. I mean, you can go half a day without being in the woods. I mean, completely in the woods.
talking like fields or
Mm-hmm.
When you say AT, you mean
Appalachian Trail.
Okay,
come on, bro.
just making sure.
But you want for sleeping in a hammock, you want what's called an underquilt. I mean, you could use any quilt, but
Because the air.
yeah, you'll get cold pretty quick, even with a sleeping bag.
That makes
So,
sense.
Having something to go underneath you to block the wind and all that excess
Sure.
air getting in.
Like even during the summer.
Yeah, because in some parts of the AT, you're up in the mountains. So, I mean, it could be 10 degrees difference from the top and the bottom.
Can you have a fire on the Appalachian Trail, or is there like certain areas you can have it?
Or maybe size restrictions, maybe?
Most campsites typically have fire spots or fire pits.
Most people use like a jet bowl or something.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't have a jet boil. Those things are way overpriced, but
There's designated spots too. He told me along the way you can stop at. Like this is
Oh,
the
they have
stop
like
point,
pre-designated spots.
Oh, okay.
yeah, because
Okay.
in some parts of that territory or the AT, they have high bear activity, and they have giant bear boxes you can put you really want to put all your food in. Because in like there's this thing it's called All Trails.
Yeah.
And it shows you different portions of trails around the country, but specifically on the AT, it gives you warning spots like do not camp here because of high bear activity.
Interesting.
And when they have a no camp zone or high bear activity, that is a really simple way of translating that people have fed the bears a bunch, and these bears are now used to people.
And
Yeah.
they will approach
Ergo,
you.
they're very aggressive.
Yeah.
Because typically
Yikes.
black bears are pansies. They're going to run from you every time.
It's the
Right.
brown ones.
Yeah.
It's the Grizzlies.
The big grizzlies.
If you get too close, unintentionally or intentionally,
Yeah. If
you
you're
know,
dumb
they
enough.
may false charge, and
Ugh.
if they're in a bad enough mood, they may charge
Just
you.
play possum.
What, a black
but-
bear?
Hmm.
I thought they only did that if they were like with their cubs.
No.
Can you pack?
Depends on the state and reciprocity and all that. But everywhere
Oh.
I've been, you can.
Pretty localized restrictions. Then
That you just answered that and said that most smart people probably pack regardless. It ain't like you got to be brandishing it everywhere.
I would say if you can, you should.
Oh,
110%.
for sure, yeah.
I wouldn't say you should, but it's not a bad idea.
Right.
Because
Rather have it than
I've hiked a few
and need it
hundred.
and not have it. and
I've
need
hiked
it.
a few hundred miles in the AT, and I've seen one bear.
My luck, I'd hike out
And
there
to come down the tree
see a
on me.
fame
That's
serial
hilarious.
killer.
That's actually hilarious because I've only done it. I've only been out on. I've been on 2 trails and I did it in one day. I did 2 trails in one day. The very first trail we went on, we were probably half a mile into.
Where
it.
was this?
I was on a bachelor trip. You remember? It was like during the winter. I went on the bachelor trip.
Gatlinburg?
Yeah, we went up towards Gatlinburg. Be honest with you, I think we stayed in Gatlinburg.
You did. You stayed at a cabin, I think.
Yes. Something like that. Anyways, yeah, it was a cabin in Gatlinburg. Anyways, we went on one of the trails, and it was like a half mile in. It was like me and like 12 dudes. And we saw 2 cubs run past us. I got nervous because I was like,
Mama's somewhere.
I just saw 2 cubs, black cubs, run in front of me, and I'm like the 3rd person in front. And they were like 30 yards from the person in front.
Yikes.
I was like, everybody stop.
Yeah.
Just back up. Just back up.
Mama's fixing to come through.
She didn't. We never saw her.
I'd have to change my pants if I seen
We never
cubs.
saw her. Oh, man. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I could tell the story. So on the same trail, the same time we saw that, one of the guys was like, guys, he's like, I really got to use the bathroom. He had said that like a mile in. I think it was like a 2.4 miles to the top and back. He's like, I really got to use the bathroom, guys. He's like, I think I'm going to stop and find somewhere. So he does. He walks off into the woods onto this public trail, and we've passed like, I don't know, 12 families at this point, and he's gone for like 40 minutes and finally comes back. We're like, oh, hey, nice to see you again. Anyways, he ends up going straight to the creek bed and
Well,
with a few leaves and dips in. He goes, oh, nope, don't mind me. And there's like families walking by. Dude, you had to be there. It's funny. One of the funniest things I've seen. Absolutely. And you know what he needed? Those travel pack dude wipes. Have you guys used those?
Never.
Are they a sponsor?
What? No.
they're special wet wipes that you can buy for men.
I self-endorse them. I know you'll love them.
Oh,
I just
dude,
buy the
you
cheap.
know me,
I
bro.
just buy the cheap ones. They work.
I don't go
Same thing.
anywhere.
Do they have the
without
travel
wet
packs?
I don't know. I just buy the cheap baby ones.
Oh, dude, no, them are rough on your crack, bro.
No, super sensitive. You got to get the right ones.
Dude, no, them are the ones that's got all the chemicals in them.
I always,
Shit, I'm not using this.
I get a little travel pack.
Hello,
of
bello, bro.
Non-scented dude wipes, and that's what I backpack.
Up top, brother.
That's right.
That was down low, but
I
that
didn't want
works.
to raise my hand,
That's okay.
but I'll come fix it. Probably next year, I'm going to buy a Z-Pack sleeping bag and a Z-Pack tent. It'll probably be.
Is that just like a good brand?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
It'll be probably 3 pounds,
Oh, wow.
maybe less than that. Probably 2 pounds between a sleeping bag and a tent.
So
Wow.
is
Wait, a sleeping bag and a tent?
Yeah.
Dang.
so the tents that you're talking about that you use typically backpacking, is that like the long hot dog style looking
You using a one-man?
tents?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like a typical.
My tent is
Four-man,
probably
yeah.
14 to 16 inches long when it's packed up. About the size of a sleeping bag, but much more,
Compact,
cylindrically speaking, narrower.
The diameter of it?
a little more nary.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's a word.
It is. It means narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
That guy sitting behind the computer over there, he pretty narrow.
he's pretty nary.
Yeah. A little nary fella. Because a Z-Pack tent, I think they make some with poles, but you just use your trekking poles to stand them up.
Trekking poles. Those are the ones you're using to like while you're
Walk with.
backpacking.
Yeah.
So do
walking
you
stick.
those legitimately help?
Yeah. Yeah, they
What
do.
exactly
I
do
don't
they
know.
do?
I've never been.
Yeah, what do they?
backpacking.
I'm gonna be honest. They look really silly. What do they do?
I know people use them like when they're packing out elks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're so tired they're using them to like walk, literally.
It
Probably the same thing.
I guess if you've got
You
like
really
a 30-pound
have to-
pack on for.
You really need to use them and walk up or down a mountain for a few hours
To understand why they're valuable.
Actually, it don't even take that long. You can walk.
Is it?
I mean, you can
Probably take me about 150 yards to figure out they're useful.
You can
Same.
Is it a balance
Maybe.
thing?
balance, and it takes a noticeable amount of the pressure off your leg.
I could see that.
I've always thought they would be useful for, like, I don't know. I stumble and trip all the time.
I could see that.
I feel like it'd be.
There
You can
is-
see me stumbling and tripling all the time. Yeah, you see it every day.
They
What are you
do.
talking about? I'll be standing there saying nothing, just standing there talking to you, and I'll
Okay.
fall over from nothing.
This will explain it pretty well. You ever walked up the holler, walked up a mountain, like deer hunting or scouting, and you're on a steep hill and you reach up and grab the tree
Yeah.
to kind
Every
of help pull
time.
yourself
Every
up?
single hill.
Every
That's kind of
time.
how trekking poles are.
Okay,
when
It's
you're
very
going
useful
uphill.
then.
that makes sense.
And there's some parts that's pretty steep. I mean, extremely steep. And so they help. give
Like
you
you're
a lot of
sliding down the hill
stability.
trying to climb it.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun.
I love it.
Backpacking sounds pretty fun.
It's awesome.
I'm wanting to get into it, right? I think it's just another reason to get outside.
I mean, that would
Get
be
your
good.
feet on some
That would be
grass, you
good
know what I mean?
practice for,
It'd
like, if
keep
you
you
ever
in
go
shape.
out west and hunt elk or
Yes,
mule
absolutely.
deer or whatever.
Which I do want to do. I want to go out west and I want to hunt elk, but I think it would keep me in the woods and busy during the summer. It would keep me
In shape.
in peak physical shape for hunting year round, because just coming out of deer season, I probably will not backpack during the time between deer season and turkey season, but turkey season picks back up and then I'm in the woods again, and then I can start backpacking and then carry that all the way into deer season.
Here's back to your original question about what do you need for backpacking.
Thank you.
Clearly, a pack. I reckon if you're going to be gone for 3-4 days to a week or 2 weeks,
It's pretty long.
at minimum,
A week.
4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Business week. At minimum, you'll want a 50 to 55 liter pack. Don't get anything that is really stiff and has a lot of metal in it for the support, because those are just uncomfortable. And
Like a frame pack.
yeah, this is my opinion, but I also think it promotes a lot of really bad walking posture and limits your mobility a little bit,
I can see that.
because you don't want to keep your back stiff and straight the whole time, or else, I mean, it's going to get really uncomfortable. You want to be able to bend.
Yeah,
and
because you're
move
not
while
used.
walking,
Because most people
stretch
probably
out.
aren't used to walking like that.
Yeah, because you can stretch your back a lot while you're moving and walking instead of having to stop, take your back off, and all that. So you want pack, sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, a tent, food. Which for my food, it's really simple. If I'm going to be out there for 9 days, 10 days,
Just some disco brownies.
yeah, I'm going to probably take around 6 to 8 of those dehydrated meals.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you said
I'd
for like
starve
8
to
to 9
death.
days?
Yeah.
I would
And
need
then-
You're only taking
26.
6 to 7?
But I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get some like 6-inch tortillas.
Now we're talking.
They make peanut butter in a tube that you can squeeze. Best stuff ever for backpacking.
Sounds
So-
awesome.
They also make like little itty bitty jars of peanut butter.
Yeah, but that's more trash. And you need a knife.
And it's not cool to
With
squeeze
the tube, I don't have to have any of
Yeah,
that.
you just
That's right. So I'll eat, because I will stop and take a couple breaks throughout the day and for lunch. Like I may eat 1 or 2 of those a break. 6-inch tortilla with some peanut butter. And I always take beef
full
jerky.
of protein.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
I always take beef jerky. And then I may take some dehydrated fruit to help give me a little more energy. And
So would you want a carb load before you go? Is that a thing?
you could, but it's silly.
So the MREs that you're talking about, those are the entrees for dinner.
Yes, my good sir.
Those MREs have to be loaded with sodium, so I'd say sodium would be his main load as far
and-
as energy.
Oh, yeah. And keep them hydrated.
I will not go backpacking without this. I forget the name of the brand, but it's that water flavoring. Looks like a little
Circle?
teardrop. The tube. The
Oh,
bottle.
Mio.
Yes. I get the.
My wife drinks it all the time.
I love Mio, dog.
I get like the black cherry or whatever it is. Has
dude.
caffeine
Yes.
in it.
The sugar, even the
B12.
sugar free is good, homie. I need to buy some for the office.
That stuff, when you're out back, at least it does me, when you're out backpacking and you're starting to get kind of tired and wore out, I'll pour some of that in my water and a few sips of that, and I'm wired. I'm ready to go back.
Because you can get the ones with caffeine.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I
you get
the
the energy
B12
ones.
and the energy.
Yeah, the Mio
It's
Energy.
got B12 in it.
Yeah,
B12,
vitamin
caffeine,
B12,
a few
yeah.
other B vitamins.
B6, I think.
And it tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it
and
tastes
you
real
want some sort of water purification system. I highly recommend Aqua Mira.
Yes.
There's a part A, a part B. You mix 7 drops of each in the cap of your water bottle. And if you ever notice when I travel with y'all, I always get a Smart Water if I get bottled water.
Yeah.
That's because of backpacking. Because Smart Water bottles fit a Sawyer water filter really
Perfect.
well. The threads do. And so
Then
just
they're easy to
Habit.
squeeze to like
just out
force
of
it through the
habit, I
filter.
always grab Smart Water. But
Have you ever
and I-
used Life Straw?
no.
I was fixing to say, that was my next question. I've seen those things at Walmart,
That's what I've
like
used.
the straw.
No,
I
think they're silly.
I had a Life Straw that screwed into my Nalgene, so I could just like take my Nalgene and scoop up any water I wanted, and screw the cap, put the straw in, and screw it into where the thread insert is, and I could drink it straight from the straw from
But
the Nalgene.
The Sawyer it's about this long for the normal size one. You just screw it on top of the water bottle and you drink it, similar to what he was talking about. And it comes with a couple bladders so you can keep extra water and filter it.
The one
but
you're talking about, doesn't it
The
have?
Aqua Mira?
Yes, doesn't it have like 2 female end threads?
No, it's drops. It's purification drops.
Oh.
So there's a part A, a part B. You take the cap of your water bottle off. You pour 7 drops of each. Let them mix for about 15 minutes. Then you can pour it in your water. Shake it up pretty well, and you gotta let it sit for like another 30 minutes.
So that's like
or
after
15
like
minutes.
dipping your water out of a creek or something.
Yeah, that's where you get all your water from. Is like any water source you can find. Now, you want to always make sure it's moving water. And clean.
Right, you don't want
And-
stagnant water.
and, yeah, don't go dipping your bottle in a pond
Yeah,
or a water puddle.
Yeah,
Yeah, a yellow puddle.
running water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always try to find some running water. And there's a bunch of spots on the AT where they've dug out springs and they've put in pipes.
For that reason.
Yeah. But even that, you still want to use your water
Sure.
purification. You want some sort of knife. My buddy carries like a little 2-inch blade pocket knife. That's really all you need. I like to be a little more over the top than that. So
The Jackhawk 9000.
12-inch Bowie knife.
yeah, I do carry.
He's got it strapped horizontal on the back of his belt.
Yeah, I carry a Bowie knife and keep it strapped to my pack. No, I don't. It's a little Gerber survival knife. I think it has like a 6-inch blade, has a hammer in one end. Comes with
Little
a
Gerber.
whistle.
Little Gerber.
Little Gerber. I'm like, damn, if this is little, we're all in trouble,
Yeah,
boys. I'm just
that's.
telling
I
you
don't know
right
about
now.
you, but that's huge. That's huge,
but-
dog.
Like I said, it's a 6-inch blade.
I associate more
5 or
with
6,
the pocket knife guy.
and has a hammer in one end.
Oh, heck yeah.
Comes with a flint and a
Oh.
whistle. That way, in case I get
Cornered by a bear while you're,
Mhm, yeah.
you know.
The bear will know. The bear will know that you have
Call
hurt
for backup.
that your emotions have been damaged and you
Yeah.
need assistance.
That you make fun of my giant knife, but
Do
that
you
thing
bring bear
saved my
spray?
life. No.
Just
Yeah,
thought
he's
I'd
got
ask.
Winchester bear spray. Federal bear
He
spray.
brings the lead version.
Yeah. Bears are going to get the gat.
He's got 150 grain bear
So the
spray.
AT, is that pretty much where you go?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be the laws on just hiking or backpacking any public land? like anywhere.
That varies by state, but most public lands, they prefer you go somewhere where there's a trail. Like if it's hunting land, I mean, go read the laws, but I would assume, and we all know what assume means.
Yeah.
You can go out there, scout, and walk around all you want, but
Okay. I was just wondering. I definitely would rather
definitely
go
fact
on.
check that.
I mean, there is
Would-
people
yes,
that
definitely fact
backpack
check.
into public land and hunt for days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking.
you can't just go anywhere and camp. So I should have made that clarification, but no, you just can't go anywhere and camp.
Always be sure to check your local laws and regulations to make sure that you are within compliance.
Unless you're going real deep.
Thank you for that, Dudley Do Right.
We don't like
How many
troublemakers.
miles is it? How many miles is it? It's a lot.
The AT?
The AT? Oh, good
21
Lord. There's
I
no
think it's
telling.
like 2,100 miles.
What is it? A
Whoa.
4 month trek? Whenever you do the whole thing,
No.
6 months.
Yeah. On
6.
average, it takes people 6 months.
Yeah.
I wonder
I
how
know
many.
something like
I wonder
that.
how many miles it is to go around the, all the way around the Earth.
A bunch.
Brendan, will you look that up?
Pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah, I want to know. You said it was 2,100-ish miles for the Appalachian Trail.
Mhm.
It's a long hike.
It
It's-
goes from Springer Mountain, Georgia, all the way up to Mount Katahdin in Maine. Speaking
Jeez.
of the mountains in Georgia, this goes back to you don't need as near as much as you think you do. People will go and spend hundreds of dollars on equipment. You know, a couple
Probably
thou-
thousands.
Probably, yeah. You can easily spend $2,000 on a trip just in gear alone.
Is that
but-
on the high side or the low side?
Oh my God! Wow.
Pardon the
I
pig.
wish I had my headphones on right
Dude,
then.
he way off. And it's that
Pardon
was
the pig.
impressive.
That came from the soul.
Yeah.
But anyways, do you think 2,000 is on the high side or the
Yeah,
low side? The
definitely
high
on
side.
high side.
So it's
I-
relatively cheap way to
spent-
have some fun.
I spent less than 1,000 on mine, and I got a top quality pack.
Yeah, I was fixing to say
But
that's
my-
getting pretty good stuff.
I got
What are like big names in the pack world?
a
there?
Mystery Ranch,
Oh yeah,
Osprey, Z-Pack, Kelty.
so you don't want to go to Walmart and load up on Ozark Trail stuff.
I mean, you could, but no, I wouldn't.
But if you gotta,
I have
if that's what's in the budget, is it worth it, or should you just not buy it at all?
I mean, if it's
It's
in
called
your-
Ozark Trail, bro. So
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
would it be worth waiting
If
like an
that's what
extra
the
2
budget-
months? You know
if-
what I mean?
that's what the budget calls for. It's what it calls for.
yeah, if that's what your budget is,
If you
and
like
you can't
being-
flex from that, or you
If you like being bear bait, go ahead.
if you refuse to wait, extra
just playing.
few.
Is that what they call rookie backpackers? Bear bait.
As a matter of fact, yes.
Yeah. Why don't you
No.
go check out that trail over there, buddy?
Let's go, guys.
But
Take a guess for how many miles around the Earth?
I'm gonna go with 76,000.
Whoa.
that's what I was
Whoa.
going to guess. 70.
I
Whoa.
was guessing like 23.
Whoa.
I'm going.
How far off am I? I was thinking like 8 to 9.
What?
8 to
You can travel that in the U.S.
I don't know.
I'm going with 100.
Bro, I just type in the address on the
100
GPS and I drive.
100K.
All right, what
How
is
many
it?
is it, Brendan?
24,902 if you want.
Wow.
Dang.
Okay,
24,000.
24,000 what?
902 if you walk 3 miles an hour.
I knew when I said 23, he gave me that look.
24,902 miles around the Earth.
8,300 hours.
8,300.
That's not
Oh,
bad.
my God.
That's not bad. I bet Forrest Gump could do it in a month.
Easy.
You got to swim most of it.
That's fine. He's got it.
That's what I was about to say. Like, unless you got a jet ski that's pulling about a 3,000-gallon fuel tank.
Yeah. If you're going to make a habit out of backpacking, do it a couple times a year, once a year, every year, then I would just save your money and get, pretty decent stuff that's going to last
Sure.
instead of spending, $400 or $500 on cheap stuff to get you by.
That
for
you're
the
going to
year.
replace in a year or two.
I just think that's a poor use of money.
Agreed.
So like I said, next year I'm going to get me some top of the line stuff. So get Z-Pack tent and sleeping bag. Because I hate carrying a 30-pound. I want to be at 20 pounds or less. Like it's pretty difficult to get below 20 pounds, on a week-long trip, but it can be done.
I got a lot in my hunting pack. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
How much yours weigh?
Oh, it'll definitely weigh over 20 pounds.
You're still carrying
What?
sticks and everything, though, right?
Bro, I go to the woods with everything that I think I might possibly need.
For the whole season?
Yeah, in other words, he's got everything but the
Bro,
kitchen sink.
I'm scared of the dark, so I'm not walking in real deep in the mornings.
I hear you.
Ever.
Just walk it, dude. Walk it. I'm telling you right now, getting in at sunrise is just as good as getting in like an hour before dark.
I agree. But I don't go real deep, especially by myself.
Yeah.
It's a different situation, though, if you're hunting public. You better get there, or somebody else will be there. And then I won't walk through somebody.
Well, I'll walk back with them then, and we'll fight when we get there, I guess. 'Cause I'm not walking in by myself.
No, I'm just saying, like, before dark or at light. If everybody's already there, then
you don't. Yeah, you definitely want to beat whoever. Yeah, if you've got a popular spot, you definitely want to.
For sure.
But I don't know, the piece of public I was hunting this year, dude.
Pretty
I
good.
saw one person.
Yeah.
I intentionally set it because it was a new spot of public. I'd never been there before. I set up a trail cam on like one of the main.
You got like one person on it.
One of the main, like pretty much the only
trail.
way to get in, right? Unless you wanted to immediately start hiking a freaking 85-degree angle slope,
right?
Which is you just wouldn't. Anyways, so I set up a trail cam just to see what kind of traffic I was getting as far as people goes.
Yeah.
Before I wanted to dive deep to see what was back there. I had it up for 2 weeks and only one person came through.
Yeah, I rarely get people where mine are at. Hardly.
Well, I got in this spot like, I don't know, 150, 200 yards down a little creek bank. Really, really, really easy walk.
Yeah.
But this creek bank gets to like a big saddle between three hills.
Yeah.
Splits off in two different directions, splits the hills. But everywhere you look, it's like straight up. But
it's a good spot.
Good spot.
Great spot.
Yeah.
Great spot. I plan on at least like leading into.
You didn't
this
get to
year.
do it justice last year.
Absolutely not. I only hunted that spot twice. Like at the top of the ridge. I only hunted it twice. I hunted the bottom of the ridge twice and I hunted the top of the ridge twice. Bottom of the ridge, absolutely worthless. I'll never hunt there again. It's probably only for night traffic and night traffic only. Because I also had, just to be sure I wasn't missing anything. I had 3 trail cameras hitting all the main entrances coming into where that saddle was. The only traffic I got, which was very, very little, was at night. But I did get pictures of daylight bucks on the top of the ridge. So that's definitely where I'm going to be hunting. I just figured it out too late.
Yeah, good idea for later though.
Yeah, definitely figured it out too late. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to try to find a way to get up there easier. I think I'm going to get a little tiny John boat or a kayak this summer, maybe, potentially. We'll see what the budget lies. Well, I don't know. But if I do, there's a water access point on the backside to get on top of the ridge, and it's
a lot easier.
Yeah, it's just the slope is like half as extreme.
Well, the way you're explaining this place, I hope you're going there to turkey hunt because that sounds like the ideal place.
That was about to be my next question.
Yeah,
for either one of y'all.
I don't know.
I mean, the way you're talking about it, they always go up top. More times than not, I won't say always, but more times than not, they're going up top.
Compared to deer hunting public, is turkey hunting public like basically the same? Or is there like more people?
So deer and bow. I know the same 2 trucks that'll be at this WMA I go to. It's the same 2 every year. It's me and those guys bow hunting. Nobody else ever shows up. Yeah. But as far as turkey hunting,
I just don't think there's near as many people that turkey hunt.
I hate to be this way, but there's a lot of people that attempt to turkey hunt. You know, they see this stuff online and they don't realize they're coming back tomorrow to hunt there. So they go there and blow them out, and then they still hunting this bird that don't exist. I see it every year. They'll blow the freaking hoot owl call 930 times, That's last year. You can ask Ed. I told Ed last year, I said, when they get done blowing this hoot owl call, I said, we'll go back here and kill this turkey. Sure enough, them turkeys started gobbling as soon as them people left.
Banker birds.
Yeah, I was like, here we go. So we went over there, banker hours. I went up top, he went down low. I think the only reason he didn't kill that turkey is because there's a coyote that come around the bottom, and they just went quiet, and he ended up shooting him.
Predators are attracted to Ed.
But
What?
They are.
Not the ones
Bob-
you put on a list.
Yeah. Not pedos. Not pedos.
but not those.
But anyways, like bobcats and coyotes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got sweet
They
blood?
tend to find him.
I've shot 2 coyotes.
Turkey hunting.
No. Well, last year was 1 turkey hunting. The year before, deer hunting.
I know you talked about the squawking bobcat that one time.
Yeah.
Quacking.
That one.
Quacking.
Justin and me still laugh about
Quacking
that.
bobcat.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Oh, great story.
Phenomenal.
Y'all need to go look at some of our old podcasts. And
Yeah, I
This
think
will
that's
be
episode
my-
like 14.
This will be my 5th year turkey hunting. So I've not been turkey hunting all that long. And I'm
dude,
just
I
now getting
love
to where
It's my second
I know
year.
what I'm doing enough to be
dangerous.
successful on my own. Mm-hmm. I could murder a bird if I wanted.
Gotcha.
Whoa.
Yeah. But so I never really had the chance to hear some turkeys cackling flying down. And this is a couple years before saddles. So this is probably 2018 or 19.
It was back then.
Uh,
It was when I first had mine.
mm-hmm.
Actually,
No,
saddles
it was-
came out in the 70s.
He's talking about the new age wave.
Before South came around in the 70s. Pay attention to the context. No, it was before we had saddles because we were both hunting on the ground. And this was a nerve-wracking day in the deer woods. It was evening, and it was just me and him. I think it was the last day of deer season. I was sitting behind this tree that is no crap as wide as this table. It was
Big old
huge,
joker.
big old giant thing.
Huge.
Huge.
Biggest I've ever seen.
Yes, totally big, very big.
Very big.
It's the hugest one in the woods.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of huge trees, and this was the hugest of the trees.
And I was sitting down. I had my rifle in my lap, and all of a sudden I hear, and it was this.
Dude, they're like,
Well, no,
Dog.
this is deer.
oh,
Deer come running down, probably 20 yards to my left, and they come sprinting down the hill. Then a few minutes later, here come 3 more. So, and they startled me because I didn't hear them till they were right up on me, and I'm like, because I don't like sitting on the ground. I want to be able to see all the way around me. And
I want to see them climbing up to me. I don't want them to just be
And-
like,
Oh, hey.
and I'm pretty sure I communicated this to Justin beforehand, but I told him that there was some bobcat up on top of the hill looking for a lover. And so, because you can hear him just going, what? And what's funny about that remark, it was just maybe a couple days before, it may have been that same day, my stupid self said, Justin, I don't think I've ever heard a bobcat in the woods. Or
I haven't
seen one
either.
in the woods. And that day, I got the best of both.
Yeah.
So I heard that thing up yonder on the hill squawking.
quacking.
And, yeah. And a couple minutes later, Justin said, there's a bobcat in front of me. I said, you going to shoot it? He just, nah. I'm like, So
I shot one about 3 days before that, and I'm like,
You did?
nah, I'll let him kill it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
So
What a
from
gentleman.
where I was sitting, that thing looked like an overgrown house cat. He's like, no, that thing was huge. And he showed me a picture of it because he was like probably 20, 30 yards
And it was
from
big.
Yeah. And because I was going to shoot it, and as soon as I started to move my rifle up, that thing said, we just casually trotted. And when I say casually trotted, I mean casually. He was in no hurry.
He
just
was
thought, "I don't
not
need to be
worried
here."
at all.
And he took off the other way.
They're slick though, man.
And then once I got settled down from that, it was probably 15 minutes before dark. I just hear this awful cackling noise and a big old squabble of them.
Squabble.
And
They get all jacked up.
I shot up off the ground, turned around. I set my rifle down, pulled my pistol out, looking around the tree like, who's that? Oh, no. I thought I'd been had. I thought, this is it.
I've been
I
cornered.
have found the end.
I'm ready.
And I said, Justin, what was that? I said, was this coyotes? And he said, I don't know what that was. And a couple minutes later, he
That's
turned around
that's
and
the answer you
he
want.
seen the turkeys fight. He said, those were turkeys cackling, going up to the roost. I'm like, I'm out of here.
By this time, I'm laying by the tree over here laughing like dying. I'm like,
Hey,
Oh man.
have you ever scared one off the roost when you're
Oh, yeah.
leaving in the dark?
oh,
Yeah.
he sat under him last year.
My
Wasn't that
gosh.
last year?
Dude.
I think so. It was last year.
Wait,
Dude.
what? You did what under the roost?
Like if you're walking out in the evening time and you blow one off the roost or something. Dude.
They break limbs and everything. If you want to ever know if a turkey's coming, you hear them gobbling, you hear a limb break, they're coming down. That's the one thing. I've done it many times. I break, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And they're usually right there.
Yeah?
I mean, you can hear them
I've
break
never
that
had
limb.
one come down on
Yeah.
me, but
If
so
it's
they-
in the wee hours of the morning and all is still dark, it'll start at you. Because this was, I believe, 2 years ago. I was going probably half a mile back,
It was a far spot.
and I was going to sit.
half a mile in the dark.
I went halfway with him,
That's
Hunter.
only like 15 minutes.
I was scared.
It's only like 15, 20 minutes, right?
I don't know. It was way too long.
You can't carry enough guns for me to feel safe. half a mile in there in the dark.
So,
Somebody needs to buy this man a pair of
and
night vision
you know
goggles.
what really got me is I could see eyes on the other side of the swamp.
Oh, no.
Probably 40 yards from me.
No.
And I'm like,
I don't know.
Pete, I'm going to get had. And as soon as I got to the corner, I was probably 10 yards from where I was going to sit. And I heard. And
But
it
it's a lot louder.
It was right on top. Yeah. It was right on top
Oh,
of me.
it's their wings.
Yes.
They
Yes.
sound like an airplane landing when they come across you.
Yeah,
if you
but
ever
if-
hear them landing in a
Sometimes
field,
if they tear out there, they're running into limbs and stuff's
Yes.
cracking and breaking,
Yeah.
and it sounds like tide.
Yeah, they don't got
Okay.
no air traffic controllers, so they're just going after it everywhere. But
Freedom!
and this was the year before. This was that same year. This was actually opening weekend at turkey season in the same spot, but I was sitting in a different part of the property. I had migraines for a week.
Seems to be a trend.
I'm only laughing because I know where he's going.
Hey, you're starting to get into HIPAA laws, okay? So mind your own business, okay?
Aye, Captain.
Yeah, don't upset the hippo. And I was going to walk to the other side of the creek bed and go sit on a log that we had picked out. And I thought,
And just wait for it to get daylight.
no, this was in the afternoon.
Oh,
It was
in the
completely
afternoon.
light. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so I wasn't scared. I was just in a lot of discomfort
gotcha.
because of my gourd. It was hurting.
Mm.
Had some knocking on the gourds. But
I hear you.
so we had a blind sitting up, and all I had was my little gobbler chair that's like 4 inches off the ground. I thought, yeah, I could see you sit tall enough to see out the blind. So I just went and sat in the blind, spent most of the day sleeping in it the afternoon. And I wake up and I just hear just a bunch of loud ruckus. I said, what in the crap was that? And I look up, and there's probably 10 or 12 hogs just barreling. I ain't kidding. I could
Just
have.
right outside the blind.
Yeah, I
And
could.
this is
I
on-
could have pet one.
I
They
mean,
were that-
this close.
They were that close.
Was this on public?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I just radioed him. I didn't know he was sleeping. Ed, there's pigs coming your way. Nothing. You know.
Yeah, I probably called him in.
Like, oh, he's down there.
Come on, boys! I hear another boar this way. Let's get out to him. But so, and
You do snore. Quite loud.
allegedly,
No, I can.
Allegedly.
I'm a witness, and I'm sure these two are too.
He snores.
I've never been awake to hear me, so I can't prove it.
Works good at calling hogs.
Come to find out. And it was that year we bought those custom bats from Apex. They made 3.5-inch number 10s.
Oh my god.
In a 12
Heavy
gauge.
loaded.
Wow.
Heavy.
And I wasn't thinking.
Oh yeah, baby.
I had my 835. I turned back, and my head had just finally quit hurting for a few hours.
Oh no.
And I went, boom! Jarred me so bad, got my headache, fired back up. Oh, I was pissed.
Did you get him?
You ain't killing no hog with a turkey load.
Oh yes, you can.
You never know. Never know. You might
can
be.
if you
you
put
might
enough
be the
in 'em.
best marksman I've ever seen. Who knows?
But
He's so mad he left. He went home. He quit hunting for the rest of the day. Like, you sure you don't want to stay? Nope, I'm leaving. My head hurts. Like, okay, all right, well, let's head out then.
That's too funny.
But
man.
I mean, if you've ever shot an 835, you know that's a normal thing every time you pull the trigger, though, even if you didn't have a prior headache.
Man, they're punishing.
I got the SA 28 gauge with a 9.5
Them little
shot.
28 kick, bro.
That thing kicks as bad as my 835.
Well, that's like Chad. He's got one. And the first time he shot, he called me and he was like, "Dude, this thing kicks really hard." I'm like, "Really?"
That thing will knock your block
Well,
off.
that would ruin the whole.
What's
'cause
an
I hate to
835?
kick.
It's an old school 12 gauge. It's probably killed more turkeys than any of that, and the 870's
just a
probably
moss
killed
perk.
more than anything. Those
Oh, so
models.
that's like a model
Yeah.
type,
yeah. But
They're
I mean,
just really light.
I mean, I've probably broke my jaw a few
but they're
times.
12
and
gauge.
Probably sprained my wrist a few. Dude, them things they're no
So
joke.
how similar? How close is that to the gun I've got then?
I
do
don't
you
know what
think?
you got.
That's a 370 Wingmaster.
870. You got
Maybe.
870.
Yeah, I think- I can't
Wingmaster.
remember.
Yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
is not my forte.
They're made for
Guns are not
They're
my
made
forte.
for the kick. The 835 was made as light as they can make them, and you just hope for the best when you pull the trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I was, so you're telling? Okay. Well, I guess that would make sense. All 12 gauge aren't built, equally.
Right. No,
So some
no.
take
No,
kick
they discriminate.
way better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Wooden stocks and stuff. Way more.
You won't catch me
know.
with a 12 in my hands ever again during turkey season.
You'll see me with a 12 in my hands this season.
I mean, they work just fine. They'll kill.
I'm just
But-
like I've said in I think 2 episodes ago maybe. I just want to get one turkey kill with this
we'll get you one.
shotgun. Got from my grandpa. I just got it in from California last year,
And then you're going to retire it.
and then I'm gonna retire it, and I'm gonna give me something else.
410.
Probably a 410, because you can squirrel home with a 410 too.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Absolutely. I took out Chad's, which I didn't kill anything because I didn't see anything, but I took out Chad's 410 to go squirrel hunting while I was camping, and I was super blown away with how much of a weight difference it made. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's
just like
huge.
it was nothing. It weighed nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, I got that Stevens 301.
That's what I was about to tell him. If you're going to buy one, you might as well just
Dude,
get
for
Stevens
the
301.
money-
For the money, you're not beating that gun.
Is
Any
that
of the calibers.
Is that the one you were telling me? It's like
It's just single shot.
300
Yeah.
bucks.
They're like,
Yeah.
And
no,
you
they ain't
literally
even
can't
three.
beat
They're like
it.
200.
Well, I was telling
I
him with
give
choke,
$100
red dot, and everything decked out.
$186
You're less than 300
out
bucks.
the door at Academy for mine.
Really?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They
And
went
they-
up since then.
They do make a thumb hole one too, and I think they're about 229ish right now.
My next purchase is definitely going to be a carry.
Yeah,
Because the guns I've got now, I can carry. They're just way too big.
right.
So I
yeah.
don't ever carry them.
I like my Hellcat pretty good. That's the one I like to carry every day.
They're just a nuisance. Because I gave my parents my Glock
Yeah,
so that they could have it at their house.
I'm a Glock guy.
yeah. I like Glock too.
Yeah. But the only other handgun I have is a 45.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry it. It's also like 6 pounds. It's crazy.
But anyway,
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on.
It's been a fun one.
It absolutely
yeah,
has.
for sure.
But yeah. Ed, you got any last remarks? No.
No.
No. Okay.
Ed, you should have said, "I'm gonna kill a longbeard this year."
He is going to kill a long
Speaking
beard.
into existence.
Yeah. Absolutely. We don't have to end it here. What are you talking about? What you got any big plans for turkey season?
I do.
What are you doing?
Turkey hunting.
Turkey hunting. I would say. I don't know if I'd
Are
qualify.
you just
that as
turkey
big
hunting
plan.
Tennessee, or do you got any out of state plans? Or?
No, I'm staying here.
Me too, brother. What about you, Justin?
Wisconsin and Kentucky.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Got
forgot.
those 2 tags. So
And possibly South Carolina.
For deer season?
turkey tags.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing some traveling.
Oh,
the next few
Wisconsin
months.
is
Oh yeah.
big turkey state, ain't it?
Yeah, there's a lot
Really?
of turkeys out there. Oh yeah, I've already got
what's out
permission on
there?
a 800-acre farm because
Merriam's
they hate
or
them.
Rios or
No, they're just regular Easterns. You can
Dang,
get you can get a
Easterns.
hybrid here and there, but it'll still. I mean, my
Easterns are
49
fun.
state kill, so I mean it's just another state checked off.
How many states do you have left?
No, I need it. 49's the total where turkeys are at. Alaska don't have them, but everywhere
Oh.
else does.
Okay. Well,
We'll check them off.
so there's 49 states in total. You're trying to get all of them. How many do
Yep.
you have?
One.
Just this one.
Oh, okay.
But like,
so
He's
you
just started.
You just started
But-
this
but-
whole
but I mean,
goal.
I've killed a lot of turkeys, so
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
enough of the Tennessee birds. You want to get everybody
Yeah.
else's now.
I want to work on my skills as a turkey hunter. So instead of just going and sitting down on a spot and waiting, hoping they show up,
no,
I want to
running
work
and
on.
gunning.
yeah.
I want to work on finding them, going after them.
Well, didn't you get a new blind this year?
A new what?
New blind?
No.
Was that you I was with that bought it?
Yeah, that
Oh,
Nukem,
okay.
that Nukem blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty good. It's not gonna work because I'm gonna try to shoot. I'm gonna try to guillotine one this year. I've got the
Ooh.
broadhead and stuff. I shot today actually, and those things fly. They're sick.
Pretty straight?
They're sick. They got 4-inch blades. They got 4-inch blades.
Hmm. I guess when the blades are that big, you don't really have to worry about it flying incredibly straight. But
Well, you just
my
need
biggest
that
Did
concern.
you get your chickens yet?
Huh?
Did you get your chickens yet?
Everything's ready. I just haven't went by.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's you some good practice if it works.
You got the practice.
Chicken jet.
Chickens.
Hey, you
He's getting
get-
some chickens. I
Get
was
your chickens yet?
I was gonna say,
What do you
shoot
think
one of
he
them
said? He just ate the bike, literally. Pull yourself together, kid.
I was fully convinced you said chicken jet. I was like, what is a chicken jet?
chickens yet.
Okay, you got your
Prior
chickens
conversation
yet.
we
Got
had.
it.
He knew I was
Target.
building a chicken coop.
Got it.
Speak redneck.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes I don't. Chickens yet. Target
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
Got it.
I was gonna say,
Just
lop
practice
one-
on them.
Just lop one's head off real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's
Like,
you.
honey,
One's acting a
Dinner
fool.
dinner plans have changed.
Yeah.
Dinner has been served.
Youth weekend this weekend. Taking the
yeah.
kids out.
Yeah.
Then be my turn. So if they don't do it, I will.
I ain't taking nobody out. But I ain't got no kids.
Find you a kid. There's a lot of people that post on there. Like, anybody want to take my kid? I'm like, what in the world? Let's go.
My niece asked me to go, and I was like, sure, just get your license, and
Yeah.
I'd be happy to take you. She's like, how much is it? I was like, $140. She was like, I'll go next year.
I think you're allowed one for a year.
Yeah.
I think everybody's allowed one for a
I
year.
think it's something like
Well-
that. Yeah.
pretty sure.
I could be wrong here, but I don't feel like, me personally, I should take anybody into the woods, especially the turkey
I can
woods.
agree with that.
I just don't
He's-
like.
I agree
I'm
with
just
that.
playing.
Listen, there is so much I don't know. There's so much I don't know.
It's only one way to learn.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
which thank God that I'm here and surrounded by people that do know, and I'm learning very, very quickly. But when it comes to the turkey woods, I have done little to no research, which is probably why I didn't kill one last year. Like deer season, getting into deer season, what was that, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that I got into it. All I watched was deer content, deer tactics, strategies, how to get into deer hunting, yada, yada, yada.
Turkey hunt's completely.
All
It's-
the
yeah, it's
YouTube,
way
all the
different.
YouTube tutorials. I brushed up on my outdoorsman skills, figuring out how to identify trees and plants and all
Yeah.
this stuff, and going out with people and learning. When it came to turkey season, I think I filmed twice. I filmed 2 turkey hunts with
Yeah.
Chad, and
And
then
those were both running gun hunts too. So like it was
Absolutely.
just a strike and a,
I think we
right.
sat down 3 times in all of the hunts.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but like I've never had turkeys don't do the same thing.
Nope, never.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you know how you can pattern a certain, if you're hunting a big buck or something, there's somewhat of
Habitual.
yeah.
Yeah.
With turkeys, dude, every day that sun rises, it's different.
Something different.
Like
that's
they don't
that's
have like
just how I personally feel.
they don't have zones.
They have strut zones.
Like they might
but
roost.
Kinda.
multiple.
You know,
Like maybe if they see something kind of weird up there, they're going down here. Or, they're not going to just go here every day. It's just
They're
not happening.
extremely predictable in the most unpredictable manner.
It's just crazy that an animal with the brain the size of a hickory nut, 9 out of 10 times, he's going to beat you.
Yeah. Chest master. That's
So a
what I call
turkey's
them.
main survival instinct is that going to be sight?
Yeah.
Oh,
For sure.
100%.
oh,
For sure.
If they could smell, you'd.
You'd be done.
never-
If they
kill 'em.
could see the way they see right now and smell like a deer, you would literally
Never
never
get
kill
one.
Probably
them.
never kill it. No.
Really?
Because we can talk just like this with them coming in, and it most of the time.
Won't bother them.
They can hear about as well as we can.
Yeah. I mean,
But
Really?
they could see
but if you move,
so
you're done.
good.
Dude, their eyesight has always blown me away.
No.
I'll never.
And they see more vividly than humans.
Mm-hmm.
So their colors are more.
Vibrant.
Yeah,
Vibrant.
very, very vibrant.
Interesting. They probably got what we would call in the camera world more dynamic range.
For sure. For
There's some-
sure.
Yes.
Nerdy talk for you.
They
As is
they
my
had it.
background.
They had it. There was something there where they said about how many pixels or whatever they seen in versus us, and it was a lot.
That'd be interesting. I'm
It
gonna have
was
to
a
look
lot.
that up.
Yeah.
They got that
I'm such a camera nerd.
4K vision.
The 4K vision.
At
I
least
bet it's
8K with turkeys.
I bet it's. I think they said like human eyes are like 26K. Is something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is
Wild if you like try to compare it, but there's literally no way to compare it. As it's impossible.
This might be a bit of a silly question, but you guys got a favorite turkey call?
I've got one that I've been using. Again, this is my second. I've been hunting turkeys for 2 years. This is my second year. I bought one at a trade show like 2 winters ago. I think it's called the Rendezvous. It doesn't require any. What's it called when you
No sanding it down.
sanding
or anything.
it? Yeah,
No.
prep,
No.
whatever that's called.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember. It's like waterproof and it sounds incredible.
Ceramic then.
I don't know.
Probably ceramic.
Can't tell
If it
you.
don't
It's
have to
green.
be
I
conditioned.
I actually got
They're like the strike pad's green.
Yeah.
2 pots of the same thing, but Primos might still sell them. I mean, it's a box store call, but it's called a Primos Power Crystal. It's orange,
Mm-hmm. I know what
Dude.
you're talking about.
cheap as all get. Dude,
Sounds
the one
good.
I got, dude, I've killed so many turkeys with that thing. But I rarely use the pot call anymore. I'm pretty much strictly diaphragm. I'm not that great at it, but I'm good enough.
As long as you can get it to work.
I can kill a turkey with it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
What about you, Ed?
I pretty much use just a diaphragm. My favorite is Nick Wilson's. Like his ghost cut, hands down, easiest diaphragm I've ever used. And I found another one this year up at Pennsylvania. Sounded really good. What's his name? Eddie something or another.
Eddie Salter.
Eddie
Yeah.
Salter,
Turkey
the Turkey
Man.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has a ghost cut.
Real.
I mean,
It sounded good.
What a guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. Like it has a good.
Mm-hmm.
I like a more raspy sound.
That's what I've been practicing on is Eddie Salter's calls.
Yeah.
But Nick's is very easy to use on any type of call you want to use, as far as cluck per cluck, yelp, cutting.
I've got one of Nick's that I practice with up at my desk right now. That's what I like when I'm calling in the office for absolutely no reason until Jerry tells me to stop. That's what I use.
But my pot call, the favorite one I have is Spur Brand, and I use their Frogwood mushroom tip striker.
That's something I haven't experimented with is using different strikers.
Oh, dude.
I've only ever used the same striker.
You wouldn't think it, but they make a huge difference.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like on different calls, like same striker, different calls makes.
No, you can use that same striker on the same call, or different strikers on that same call, and it sounds different. Every one of them sound different.
Oh.
I've probably got, I don't know,
Really?
40 strikers or something. I can let you try whatever wood out you want. pretty much. I bet I've got it.
You got a favorite call?
I use the pot the most, but I've been playing with the trumpet this year.
Dude, I can't.
I do not like the
I
sound of
cannot
it.
get it to sound like a turkey.
No, I've figured it out this week.
Because you suck in, don't you?
Yeah, it's kind of a kissy sound. You have to make a kissy sound. You have to make sure your lips are wet. Like there's a lot of, it's middle or, to the side a little bit. Depends on how raspy it is and then where you put your thumb over the end. So I've played with it a lot. It's in the car, so I just ride down the road and just.
Dude, they get loud though.
Sounds, yeah.
They get loud,
but it's for those low notes.
Yeah.
Well,
what I saw about those that I liked was they were able to like project where they wanted the sound to go more precisely.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well,
because you can kind of do that with a diaphragm call by covering your mouth in a certain direction. Pot call, you're kind of just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But with I've heard them called trombones.
No, we got trumpet or wing bone.
Wing bone.
They're two different things, but same idea.
What did I say? Trombone?
Same idea.
You got the new turkey trombone?
Shut up, Hunter.
But the trumpet, what I was most like, or what kind of sparked my interest is they're as long as the turkey's neck. So most people build the trumpets the same length as a turkey's neck. So that's the same place it comes out. The same length of travel, right? So that's why it sounds like it does.
Well, they say those trumpets, it's something about the lower tones. They actually carry farther than anything.
Yeah. Well, I've liked the way this one sounded. It took me 3 or 4 days to even figure out how to get it to make a sound that sounded like a turkey. And I'm like, what in the world, man? Like, then finally I was like, oh, that sounds like a turkey. Okay. So I've been playing with it. We'll see.
So what do? You just play a video of turkeys gobbling and
but I don't watch people. I watch real turkeys, or I listen to real turkeys while I'm going down the road. Because people, I don't care about competition calling. I want to know what a real turkey sounds like.
Yeah, compare it against the real thing.
Yeah, so I listen to real hens or real jakes or whatever. I'm like, okay.
Speaking of sounding like a real turkey, I was put in a spot to where I could have made a turkey out of myself. This was when we were talking to Eddie Salter. We were.
I don't know where this is going, but it's going to be funny.
Is this when I was with you?
No, this was just me and Justin. This was before the show started. We went over there looking around them, and we just happened to cross them. And or Justin may have took me over there. I don't remember. But I've never met him, never heard of him, didn't know nothing about him. So he started talking to us about turkey calls. He's like, you boys like a diaphragm? I'm like,
yes.
Yeah. He said, what's your favorite cut? I said, well, I'm a bit of a fiend for a ghost cut, which is true. I love a ghost cut. It's all I use. He said, well, here, try this one out. And he, hands it to me. And I thought, oh, dear Lord.
I've bought this call.
Well, it's not that. I thought I'm going to have to make myself look like a fool if I mess this up.
Oh.
And so he did. He wasn't going to let me leave until I sounded off with that thing. So I put it in my mouth and I just, started yelping and cutting. Fortunately, I don't think I sounded too bad.
He liked it. He liked it for sure. And then he showed us some stuff. He's like, this is what I do with a pot call. And started showing. I was like, this is pretty cool to sit over here and listen to this guy tell us some things.
Yeah, he taught me a thing or two whenever I was over there.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let me leave until I.
Good. So Eddie approved of your call then.
Yeah, Ed approved of Ed.
There you go. Absolutely.
For sure.
I know when I was over there, the tip he gave me that I didn't know about, which I don't know how I didn't put 2 and 2 together here, but when you're holding the pot call, if you want to, if the turkey's getting closer and you want to quiet it down, you just bring it down into your palm and you cover up the holes. Yep. I don't know how I never pieced that together, but that was something that Eddie Salter himself, he was like, hey, you could do this.
Close it in.
Yeah, so it made a lot of sense. I was like, that makes perfect sense. I just never really thought about it. Well, but I don't know how to call turkeys, so I just know I can strike it.
You do.
Wait for them to call, and then figure out where they're at, move relatively in the direction I think they're at. And
I tell you, has some really good videos on the different calls to make. Is Dave Pinhody did some, or Dave Owens from Pinhody Project. Dave Pinhody. Dave, he did some. I think he was from Mossy Oak. Did some videos on different kinds of calls. You got Kiki Run, Jake Yelp, regular hen yelp. You got a purr, cluck and purr. You got the fly down cackle, what they do before they fly down and all that.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
I've got a wing saved up for that. If anybody needs a wing, I'll cut it up for you.
And
I don't know if I'm going to do any solo turkey hunting this year.
and Whitetail Properties also has some good videos out.
Really?
Matt, don't forget about Matt.
Wait,
Dale.
White? I didn't even
Yeah,
know
and
Whitetail's properties.
He's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah. I
I
Realistic.
mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, Matt Dale is probably as simple and easy put as you can get.
Okay. You said the first guy's name was what?
Dave Owens from
Dave
Pinhody
Owens.
Project.
Not Dave Pinhody.
Yeah, right. It's not Dave Pinhody.
If you look it
Dave
up, you'll
Owens.
find him though.
Because Hunter's wearing a Pinhody hat, and as I see in Dave, I seen Pinhody. And that's
Dave's
what
good.
came out.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. Might have to send me a link or something. I don't forget.
For sure.
Right on. Well, guys, I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Sounds good.
Do appreciate you guys coming on.
For sure.
Yep, fun time.
And as always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Well, finish eating them. We got nothing but time.
Yeah, give me just a minute.
Yeah.